Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. I was just appreciating that gorgeous vista once again. Now we're ready to fight an enemy who can be quite aggressive and particularly difficult for this point in the game. There is a little follow-up kick you can do on midair when you jump over enemy sweeps and thrusts, and it will cause a large amount of posture damage. And I tend to miss that quite a bit. So what we're doing, our strategy here, is to coat him in oil and then burn him with the flame vent. It's a really potent 1-2 punch. His posture isn't recovering while he's burning, and it's just enabling us to get a lot of hits in. Otherwise, it's hard to find opportunities to do real damage to him. You can usually get one guaranteed hit in against him, and then he loves to block and then deflect the second blocked hit. But that was so good! I'm really proud of myself for how that went. Barely a scratch. So the main lesson to be learned there is that honor is overrated. Throw stuff in your enemy's eyes, do them dirty in front of Buddha and everyone, and then steal their shit. Like their Mistraven's feathers, which are a bundle of Mistraven feathers can be fitted to the shinobi prosthetic. In Usui Forest, far to the north of Ashina, live many mysterious birds of prey. The Mistraven is the only one to have eluded capture by all who have tried. Should you somehow manage it, you'll find it gone, only feathers in your grasp. We'll be fitting that sometime in the near future. For now, we can continue on in the Hirata estate memory. And I know now there's more than you. There should be someone right under me. This is a long... damn it. That's so unsatisfying. I cut that jump a little bit short. I might still get 2 stealth kills out of this. Perfect. Ooh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. There's 3 or 4 bowmen right in a row, so it's nice to start this fight out by picking off multiple of them. Yeah. Also, another important combat lesson. Don't just do enemies dirty. Don't just disrespect them and show no honor. Remember, you're a ninja. Don't show them honor. Don't respect them either. Treat it just like a fighting game. Make them make you respect them. And what I mean by that is the first time you encounter an enemy, just mash R1 against him. Don't make that your central strategy against all enemies, but the very first thing you should do is do that to test them. Figure out what you can get away with. Don't show them respect right off the bat. Don't assume that they are going to punish you right off the bat before they've demonstrated that they can. Get up right in their faces and go to town until they start deflecting and start really making you pay for that reckless abandon. Most of the time, it'll actually work out, because even once they do start blocking and deflecting you, I don't think this is going to work. What I wanted to do is get behind that big guy on the bridge. I think I'm going to have to approach him headlong anyway, if I can get back up here. Okay, good. Motherfuck. Yeah, once they start blocking and deflecting you, the first thing they'll do after they successfully deflect you most of the time is load up a really obvious telegraph attack. So you can go directly from them. Oh no, I have to sneeze. Oh, this isn't good. This is gonna happen. Oh god! I timed that sneeze perfectly with the invulnerability of that animation. Yeah, once they deflect you, you can get your own really easily predicted deflection in against them. Ooh. Now that's a situation in which I should have been respecting this dude. For the most part, these are really easy enemies. That's super cool though. I want to get one of those where I can spin the camera around or show it from the side view. Because the way he slides back on his heels is really cool. What he does, what Sekiro does, is he buries his sword in the ground to slow the momentum so he doesn't slide back as far. It's a really slick looking animation. Oh yeah, and another thing to note, kind of a hidden mechanic, or a not super well documented one, is that when you hold block, your posture recovers much more quickly. It's kind of a funny antidote to how you wanted to play Dark Souls, where keeping your shield up regenerated your stamina more slowly. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, God, this fire is so good! This is some of the prettiest fire ever. And the embers... Oh, man. An owl is here.
Father.
It's you. I'm afraid I made a bit of a blunder. Perhaps the years have finally caught up with me. Don't bother tending to my wounds, no point. It's too late. Wolf, you must take this.
The key to the hidden temple in the Hirata estate given by the owl. The secret temple is located at the very back of the Hirata estate. 2. The Lord is absolute. Defend him with your life. If he is taken, bring him back at any cost.
This is the key to the secret temple. In the estate mansion, you'll find him. The divine heir. Going through the front is not an option. You'll never get past the fire.
Yes, sir. Perhaps the cliff's just outside of here.
Yes. Return to the estate entrance. You look for a side road along the cliffs. Take the back entrance through the cemetery. That's your way in.
Understood.
Wolf, never forget the Iron Code.
Yes.
The Master is absolute. Wolf, protect your Master with your life.
For this beard, I paid the iron price. And now the way we came in also goes up in flames.
Head to my left if I can.
It's just repeating the directions. So we're gonna do a lot of grappling now to get out of this burning estate. It's so much destruction, but it's rendered so beautifully. I mean, that's fire though, right? It's this beautiful, elegant, but also profoundly consumptive, destructive force. Oh, and it's so well done in Sekiro. So I was mentioning how that mechanic is kind of, you know, the anti-Souls. Oh yeah, there's an eavesdropping opportunity. I have to tape let it thought again.
I bet the estate fire is totally out of control by now.
Yeah, if anyone's gonna get out, their only choice is to use this cave.
Don't let a single rat escape. Lord Juzou's orders.
I know. I don't mind at all. I can't stand selfish bastards who leave everyone else behind at the first sign of danger.
Lord Juzou again. Just sneak up behind you. Damn it. Oh yeah, there's a bowman back there too, and this guy is also trying to call for help. We want to really quickly get this dude. I always forget he is concealed back here in the midst of the bamboo and the leaves. We have an axe, we have a shield guy who's actually not that much of a pressing threat. Wonder if we should have started with the bow guy. Guess it didn't matter. Ah, misjudged that by a centimeter. Oh, and then there's you. So about the blocking and the posture recovery being kind of the opposite of Dark Souls, it's that blend of the familiar, but with twists that gives Sekiro a real sense of identity. Miyazaki himself said that they weren't setting out to just create the antithesis of a Souls game, but he has a very clear idea of what he loves, which is why so many elements recur while others can kind of shift and morph seamlessly and feel very distinct from one another while still being distinctly his vision. He also said something in the same interview which I felt so much. Like, it really struck me. Because when people were like, oh, I hope it's a Bloodborne 2, before we knew the title, when there was just that teaser with the arm. Bloodborne is one of my favorite games ever. Don't get me wrong. I don't actually think I want Bloodborne 2 though. Or at least no time in the near future am I gonna want it. Dark Souls 2 and 3 are great. I wouldn't hate a Miyazaki-led Bloodborne 2. But I don't necessarily want it. Like, it's not what I'm after. But at the same time, like, the best of both worlds for me is something like the evolution from Dark Souls to Bloodborne, or from Dark Souls 3 or Bloodborne to Sekiro. The undercurrent, the spirit of what I loved about those games, but in new settings, with new worlds, with new contexts, new fictions, new things to see and do, new mechanics. But again, the same spirit, the same soul. Pun, I guess, intended. That's what I really love, that spirit of the games. And that's exactly it. Like, Miyazaki knows what he loves about those games and why he loved making them. And he wants these things to be familiar while still doing new things with every game. Oh shit, I don't even know where you came from. Wait, oh. That's something that I still really do have to get used to in Sekiro, is the manual recovery when you're on the ground. You really do have to, like, work to get up sometimes. You know what? Another thing. Dark Souls 3 was 2016, right? Confetti imbued with a divine blessing made for driving away apparitions. The paper is made ceremoniously, whereby pulp is spread thin using water from the exalted fountainhead. As the gods bless the waters, so too will the confetti bless one who basks in its touch, allowing attacks to connect with apparition-type enemies. So like the new Londo ghosts is what that's hinting at. Apparition-type enemies. Yeah, so Dark Souls 3 was 2016, also were coated in oil. Ring City was 2017, I think. Sekiro just came out, March of 2019. That is perfect. About 2 or 3 years between them. I don't want them to become formulaic by becoming annual. I don't want to burn out on this thing that I love so much. And I don't want them to ever feel rushed. Like, I'm super happy that Sekiro was given all the time and attention it needed. I'm so happy with how this turned out. Different and familiar at the same time. So we're gonna sneak in over here from the left-hand side. And when we got that panoramic view of the battlefield, there were about 6 to 7 enemies around here, and then there was also an NPC who I showed but I purposefully ignored. There's also a fog wall which will prevent us from going forward and skipping this fight. Juzou the Drunkard. So we're finally encountering him and a lot of lackeys. We're gonna try to mow down as quickly as possible, including this bow guy who will cause a lot of problems if we don't get rid of him now. We're down to 1 torch guy, which is so perfect, because he's not a big deal. But just trying to work our way towards this kill with Juzou around. That was really well timed because that was a command grab, but we have invulnerability frames on those execution animations. The shield guys are super easy to deal with, and now, let's see. We'll keep the oil out. I might need this. I mean, Juzou's not too hard, but just in case. Now we're going to speak with him. Uh-oh. The Cliff Notes version of what he said is he serves the Young Lord. And he is Nogami Gensai. There was a reason that I waited until now to enlist him. And that's because he can make clearing out the courtyard much simpler by providing a distraction. But I find when I rely on him to do that, just so I can clear the other enemies out, he ends up dying. And I don't want that. It doesn't actually matter all that much if he dies. But if I can avoid it, hey, why not? Plus, if I have him alive for this part, it makes Juzou, who is the actual hard part of the fight, so much more simple. Is that command grab? He is, I think, the full gamut of perilous attack types. But having Nogami just let you wail on the dude. It's a pretty big moveset too. Actually really like him. Shit! Well, that's gonna be a life. I thought I was out of range, but he lunges further than I thought. Oh. Shadows die twice. So that's no problem. Just have to be a little bit careful. He's getting low on life too, but Juzou's almost dead. Juzou really goes to show just how incredibly varied all of the different enemies and mini-bosses are. Bottle of cloudy unrefined sake. Sake is drink meant for sharing. The cloudy sake is one of Isshin Ashina's favorites. It has a rich, full-bodied flavor. On the other hand, it has a reputation for getting one too drunk too quickly. We can offer this to someone. And we have another prayer bead. I think that's our fourth one. Let's talk to Nogami.
That fight was hard on this old body. Go on ahead.
I think there is a possibility that Nogami is the injured guy from the village we eavesdropped on. But I'm not entirely certain of that. He doesn't actually show up again, if I recall correctly. But he is just there to help out with Juzou. And now we get a small break in the tempo. And we'll come up to another sculptor's idol pretty soon. Oh, forgot about you guys, damn. Oop. Ow. I'm trying to sneak around, but I'm dummy thick. And the clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the bandits. Nice. Yeah, like I was saying before, show them no respect. Go in on them until they don't allow you to anymore. Keep this wall in mind for later. I'll be showing something with that. Just not right now. There's a few things I want to get done before I have to go.
The son of Owl, I saw a dreadful vision. It was pouring out more and more. It wouldn't stop. Wouldn't stop. The young master is deep in the mansion. My son, Inosuke, went to rescue him. So he's probably fine, but you never know. The young master might need you, rogue shinobi. Go to him, will you? the young master is
So it's Inosuke's mom again, except 3 years in the past. Interesting. And present-day Inosuke was not the only one in a bit of trouble. He's getting his ship pushed in across all of time and space.
You... the young masters... I wouldn't go in there if I were you. Dreadful illusion techniques. Without a snap seed, it cannot be overcome. Take this.
A snap seed.
But it's what I have.
Fumewort seeds that make a loud noise if you snap them, useful for breaking the effect of illusion techniques. If an illusion occurs, it is because someone created it. To crush the phantoms and return to reality, one must defeat the creator of the illusion. Snap seeds can be of great help in that regard. You only get one of them. Yes, there is a hidden stairway under the tatami. And then this. Thank you all for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one.